All right. Welcome, my no or one viewer. Obviously, I've been away. Super obvious because I haven't been live streaming. Right up there, that's part of why I had to build a cage to make a cloud. Behind my left speaker, that's near a corner, there is a rock wool bass trap. Behind my right speaker, there is some Owens Corning 703, 5, whatever the fuck. To my left, first reflection point, there is another piece, and above me is another piece as well. So that's what I've been doing. I literally unplugged my monitors, I unplugged my subwoofer, and I spent the last probably 3 long, hard work days rearranging, testing with it, testing with the calibrated microphone, with the omnidirectional calibrated microphone with calibration files in Room EQ Wizard, and just test after test after test. I got to one point right before I got to where I'm at now. This spot where I'm at now, I probably did 25 back to back tests over the course of probably 2 hours, at least 25. And did a lot of real time analysis. Since we're on the subject, let me tell you this first. And yeah, the mic sounds different because I tried a little something different with the mic. But anyhow, so that has nothing to do with my room. It's just I'm using a simulated preamp, which I kind of like. I kind of like how this sounds. Anyhow, um, since we're on the subject of room treatment and monitoring position and speakers, well, I didn't say anything about position, but it's all part of it. The equilateral triangle, the phantom image speaker, the stereo image, the clarity, the boominess, the boxiness, SBIR, speaker boundary interference, reflections, all that kind of stuff. Here's my point. The first thing you want to do, always, before you try to go out and buy yourself some cool pads and corner bass traps, well, maybe not the bass trap part. The bass trap part is probably always a good idea. But make sure you get your speakers in the right spot first. Take the time, put in the effort, get your speakers into a spot in your mixing and listening and whatevering environment that you're in that's not causing nulls in the frequency, whatever the fuck that means, in the audio frequency. Get yourself situated in the best possible spot. Pay attention to those high frequencies. If you see the crazy dips, that means you got comb filtering going on. And once you tackle that, then pay attention to the lows and get those lows dialed in. And so what I ended up doing, believe it or not, and this is actually badass, and I was trying not to have to do this, is I have my subwoofer directly in front of me, in between my two monitors. So, and it is at the same distance as the dust caps are all really close. Um, I don't hear any timing delay issues, and there's definitely not any phase cancellation going on, as far as I can tell. With my limited skills, I'm not an acoustician, but I am a mix nerd who, when I put my mind to something, I want to figure it out. I'll take the time to figure it out, and so that's where I've been. And so, as a result of that, um, my very first mix is just, it fucking took off, pardon my French. Like, the difference is night and day. Here's why. You can't mix what you can't hear. But here's what you can do. You can get it close. And this is why I'm always a big pusher of reference tracks. Reference, reference, reference. Why? Because I don't know. You might have let me see, 1, 2, 3. You might have 3 pairs of headphones, 1 pair of ear pods, earbuds and everything like I do. So you can always use the headphones, the monitors, the headphones, the monitors, the headphones, the monitors, the earbuds, and you can get your mix pretty close. But anyways, that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. So that's it. Just wanted to put an update to my one viewer. And I will be going back through the Vital Preset Pack, the free Vital Preset Pack with a fine tooth comb. I'm really going to dial in the the presets. I'm gonna make them top notch, and they will still be free for now until I come up with the next preset pack, and we'll see what happens then. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool stuff. It'll give me something to do to get used to my new mixing environment. And I got to tell you, when I first did all this, and I listened to some stuff that I was used to, because what I did, part of what I did was I also created an impulse response to put in an IR convolution reverb at the end of my mastering chain behind what you guys can hear. So right now, you see this. This is the chain that brings you the audio. I can raise the gain and clip you out, or I can lower the gain and make it dull as hell, etc., etc. But right here behind that is Fog Convolver with our Room EQ Wizards filtered impulse response set up based on my mixing environment. And this is what I like, and this is what I do. Or you can buy SonarWorks. That works all right. I tried it. I found that it sounded kind of smeary, if that makes any sense. It could have just been my mixing environment, the position of my monitors and stuff like that. That could have been the problem. I didn't particularly care for it, although it did make my mixes better. So, yeah, what I got now is actually crisp and clear. So much so, let me get to the point that when I first put it on, I said, "Where's the bass?" And then I realized, oh, it's still there. I could just hear all this other stuff now. And so that's kind of cool. So, anyways, that's it. Take the time, set up your room. If you want to take this serious, get your room set up. I mean, I had a cloud before, a cloud you couldn't see. It was right on the ceiling, but I have 150-ish, so it's like 139 to 148 or something like that. It's in that area, right? I think it peaks at around 148, so it's a 150 hertz, and everybody's going to say, oh, it's a desk reflection. Well, in my case, it's not a desk reflection. It's an actual room mode. So whether I got the fan on, whether I got a sign sweep, whether there's a TV loud, there will always be that 150-ish. It's like 143 or 8, I don't remember anymore, bump there. And so what I had to do, this is why you're looking at this cloud on PVC, is I dropped the cloud down 22.5 inches to actually target that frequency. And it seems to have worked quite well. And that's it. Have a great day. Keep it fun. Don't get all fucking stiff neck about it. Save that shit for when you're treating your room or when you're dialing in your room and all that kind of stuff. And when you're like actually mixing. But when you're